afternoon. I'm going to make a pie this afternoon. It's something a little different. My mother was a pie maker in the family, and her mother before her, they would make pies out of anything, and one of theirs that I've never tried is a vinegar pie. It's kind of dumplings with a vinegar sauce on it. But at any rate, I'm going to make a CHEX IT OUT pie. It's real simple to make, only takes about 3 or 4 ingredients, and it's a pretty darn good pie. It's kind of a poor man's pecan pie, if you want to look at it that way. So here's how it's done. Well, first they need a package of CHEX mix. They have a lot of kinds, just pick out the one you like best, it's all the same. You need 2 cups of that. I've got 2 cups measured out here. Dump it in a big mixing bowl. Then you need a cup of coconut. That's a cup right there. And you need a cup of chocolate chips. Better get these open here. And you need a cup of these. Oh, that's about a cup there. Nothing special on measurements, it all works out. And then you need a 9-inch pie shell. And I put this in my mother's old steel pie pan here. I bought this at Walmart. The store-bought pie shell is just as good as one you make, and a whole lot easier. And you want to mix all this together here. Just take a big spoon and combine it all together. And yeah, next you need a can of sweetened condensed milk. Now don't make a mistake and use evaporated milk because it's different. This has sugar in it, and the milk is condensed considerably more than the evaporated milk. So get sweetened condensed milk. Used to Eagle brand was the only brand made, so it was fairly simple. So this will open and go in there. And you see how thick and creamy it is? Now I'm going to take a spoon and clean this out as best I can. Get it all out of there. Got to get all that good stuff out. And just fold this in. See how it's getting all sticky there? That's the way you want it. Now we got that all mixed up here. Need to roll it out in this pie pan. and just smooth it out. See how it just exactly fills the pan here? Now that will go in a 350 oven for about 35 minutes. Okay, the oven is preheated. Put it in there and get it back in the middle. Set this for about 35 minutes and we'll check it then. Don't want to overcook it or it'll get too hard. And while that's going on, I'm going to tell you a story. That people are always asking for a story, so I have a half hour here for the pie to cook, and I'm going to tell you a story. Well, I've got me a new cap here. Just got it in. That emblem up there is for SCARWAF. SCARWAF meant Special Category Army, reassigned with Air Force. We were Army engineers transferred over to the Air Force in Korea to build runways and things like that. And this particular shoulder patch was not authorized for us to wear until October 6, 1952, which happened to be the day that I left Korea coming home. So I never got to wear this shoulder patch showing what unit I was in until I was in the reserves. But I'll tell you my story now. It's a war story. There's no shooting in it or anything like that. I was the NCOIC, which means non-commissioned officer in charge of the engineering section of S3, which is a long title for a battalion, which is about 1,000 men. It was the largest engineer unit in Korea. And I had about 30 people under me, the surveyors and soils testing, and one of them was a photographer, and his name was Cotton Johnson. He came from a big town of Spur, Texas, little guy about 5'2", and his hair almost white, and it was so blonde, so he had the nickname of Cotton. But he was the battalion photographer, and he was a sergeant, but he never wore any signs of rank or anything. He looked more like an AP reporter than anything else. And over there, if you were going on an airplane to Japan or someplace like that, the Air Force took you. If you were going someplace within Korea, the Marines did it. And there was probably 150 men standing on the ramp of this airport waiting for airplanes to come in. And this little twin-engine Beechcraft came taxiing up in Marine colors, and it was flying a flag of a one-star general. And about the same time, a staff car pulled up with a one-star general's flag on the fender. And this general gets out, and Cotton is standing there with his camera in his hand, and he goes over there and kind of holds it up to the general to take his picture, and the general nodded. And after all, he figured anytime you get in a picture, it can't be bad. And they're just like politicians today. They always want to mug the cameras. But at any rate, well, he started posing in front of this airplane, and Cotton went over there and he had him move the staff car and to a different position between him and the airplane, and posed the general, and had the general straighten his tie, and had him straighten the windshield wiper blades, and you could tell that general was getting a little bit red-assed about it. He was wondering why all this delay. And all these men were gathering around in kind of a semicircle behind Cotton. And he even took out his light meter and took a light reading, and I thought, what is this guy doing? And the pilot was sitting up there, and the engines were getting hot on the airplane idling, and Cotton got all ready and got up in his camera, and he looked through there and he said, "Well, crap, just a 1 star," and picked up his camera and turned around and stepped into the crowd without taking a picture of the general, and you could tell the general just ready to explode. He spun around, went over there and got in that airplane and slammed the door, and I'll bet he was a bear to be around the rest of that day. And I asked Cotton, I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I love to bug officers, and the bigger they are, the more fun I can have out of them." So that's my war story for today. So, God bless America, God bless Texas. You folks have a great day, and it's going to be a great day for me. And the pie over there is cooking away, so when it's finished and cool, I'll have a piece of pie.